Hey, and welcome to the Stock Market Starters YouTube channel. Today, I want to talk about how inflation can actually move the stock market. So, pretty much everybody knows at this point that inflation is kind of a thing that we're just living with here in the US, right? I mean, everything from, your eggs and your milk at the grocery store to a loaf of bread to the water coming into your house to, even the, payment that you have on your Netflix account or whatever. Pretty much everything has been going up in price for the last few years pretty noticeably. But what's really interesting to me is the way that inflation actually does make a big difference and impact the stock market. So, for those of you who don't know, I have a couple of programs that I walk through and help kind of teach people the basics of how to get started in the stock market. And one of those programs I call my daily stock talk program. Now, in that program, I go through and every single day I look before the market opens through a list of new stocks each week. And I do real trades, I do real things. I just talk about how the market works and look through it to help people really level up their knowledge, level up their wisdom, and gain the experience firsthand of seeing how I view the market after a decade of experience trading and investing in it. So, in that program this morning, there was, I was going through my list. I looked at the S&P futures, looked at the market, and I noticed how they changed because of the CPI or Consumer Price Index news this morning. So, I want to pull up a quick video from this morning's Daily Stock Talk and kind of just show you guys how inflation actually impacts the market when we look at the actual charts. So today should be a very, very interesting day in the market. On our S&P futures, we're showing a new all-time high by quite a bit. We're up here almost 50 points on the open. So very, very big move up. Here's what we're looking like we're going to get here on the open after a new all-time high, like at the close yesterday. So, yeah, very, very nice, strong close yesterday, setting into a very, very strong move to the upside this morning as well. Now, I was curious, looking around what caused this. I know there's a lot of news this week, so I popped up Yahoo Finance for just a minute, and I kind of wanted to talk about this for just a second because it's interesting, and you guys will probably see this happen quite a bit. So today there was an inflation report already that came in, and inflation, it's CPI, it's Consumer Price Index, it's the main measure of inflation, and it came in less hot than expected. So a little bit less inflation than people expected. That's a lot of why we are having the pop in the market. If there's less inflation, the idea is that there's less strict monetary policy put in place by the Federal Reserve. Although we'll see because they have an announcement today as well. So that could very easily change the direction that the market's going. The Federal Reserve has a lot of power, especially in recent years, really since the whole COVID-19 thing. The Federal Reserve announcements have been at times big market movers. So it'll be interesting to see, very, very strong open today. What's going to happen after the open? And then especially when the Fed ends up talking, are they going to drop things or are people going to really, and it's really how are investors going to react to the Fed announcement? So it should be very interesting today. It should be a fascinating thing this morning, and we'll see where it goes. Hopefully you guys thought that that was helpful and enjoyed seeing a quick glimpse into my daily stock talk videos. I think it was really interesting this morning, just, seeing how inflation numbers in the CPI actually really come in and move the market. I think that stuff is super interesting. Hopefully you guys do too. But anyway, I wanted to come on here, show you guys, hey, inflation really does move the market, and it's a little bit different than you think, right? You might have noticed I said in there that when inflation goes down, the prices in the market move up, which is totally the opposite of what happens normally, right? If inflation goes up, the cost of the things that we buy goes up. But if inflation goes down, then the market goes up. And it's really cool to see that. And I can go deeper into why, but it's super cool to see, and I thought it was super interesting. So I wanted to hop on here, share it with you guys. I hope you have a fantastic day and happy trading.